To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
We are proud to unveil Universal Studios Islands of Adventure.
We'll resort to the magic of Disney and hope that in the end, makes the dream come true.
Five Nights at Freddy's, the indie horror game that quickly grew into a franchise juggernaut quite unlike any other horror game. Since the first game's release on August 8, 2014, the franchise has spawned several games and spin-offs, multiple series of books, countless merchandise, and even a hit movie. But even with Freddy and the gang invading pretty much every area of entertainment at this point, there is still one area our animatronic friends have yet to haunt successfully: theme park attractions. And to celebrate the franchise's 10th anniversary, I wanted to take a look at the never-built Five Nights at Freddy's theme park ride. At the International Association of Amusement Parks and Attractions Expo in Orlando, Florida in November of 2016, the Sally Ride Corporation, known for their dark rides based on licensed IPs, debuted an animatronic of Foxy from the game, revealing that a FNAF ride was coming soon. The animatronic played Foxy's scream from the game and used lights to simulate a jump scare. Sally Dark Rides posted a press release on their website after the expo, officially announcing the ride and sharing details about it. Five Nights at Freddy's is a wildly popular series of intense thriller video games designed by Scott Cawthon. First released in 2014, it quickly rose to the top of iOS and Android app stores, and now has over 10 million paid downloads worldwide and over 16 billion YouTube views. It is also currently one of the top-selling entertainment brands in retail and toy distribution, and has a novel on the New York Times bestsellers list. Like the game, this interactive dark ride centers on a fictional pizza restaurant called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, where the riders must act as night security guards. Their mission is to defend themselves from the malfunctioning animatronic animal characters that roam the restaurant at night, and try to stay alive until 6 a.m. Their only weapons are flashlights, which scare the robots away, and the ability to shut doors. Sometimes your team survives till morning, sometimes they don't. That's right, there are multiple endings to this frightfully fun dark ride. Five Nights at Freddy's The Ride is designed to be a real-time multiplayer version of the popular video game Five Nights at Freddy's. This dark ride mixes gaming, animatronics, large-scale video projection, special effects, and immersive sets and scenery. Fans will feel as if they have stepped inside a life-size version of their favorite video game, as custom ride vehicles take them through a variety of scenes, both virtual and practical. I've always felt that Five Nights at Freddy's would make an amazing dark ride, and Sally is the perfect company to make that happen, says Scott Cawthon, creator of Five Nights at Freddy's. Sally has a long history of working with well-known brands and intellectual properties. Our experience with Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, and Lego have taught us how to work with major licensors, which has saved our clients many headaches. Now we're working with bigger names than ever, AMC, DC Comics, and now the incredibly popular Five Nights at Freddy's. We're able to bring these brands to life in ways that have never been done before, says Sally's marketing director Lauren Woodweaver. Turning brands into blockbuster attractions has been our specialty for many years, and we can't wait to do the same with Five Nights at Freddy's The Ride. The ride was set to be a multiplayer experience where riders, taking the role of Freddy Fazbear's security guards, would use their flashlights to scare away the animatronics, close doors to keep them away, and survive until 6 a.m. The ride was also set to feature 3D projections. This honestly sounds like a really fun way to bring the story and gameplay of the games to life. The survive until 6 a.m. part is interesting to me. Does that mean the ride would have had 6 different rooms, with each serving as a separate hour? And how exactly would the multiple endings angle have worked? Would guests have to work together as a team to survive? As of right now, we still don't have a ton of information on these aspects of the ride. The press release also featured various pieces of concept art, and with these, as well as the information provided in the press release, we can kinda start to get a clearer picture of what the ride would have been like. Aside from the first 2 images, it's unknown what order these scenes would have happened in the ride, so I'll just go through them in order. Guests would enter the attraction via a building made to look like Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Guests would then queue into a recreation of the security office from the first game, where a cast member dressed as William Afton would usher guests onto security trams. The vehicles in the concept art appear to be pretty spacious, allowing for 4 guests per vehicle. This also seems to be where you get your flashlight you would use to fend off the animatronics. Though it's totally possible you'd pick it up earlier in the queue, as the flashlight doesn't seem to be attached to the ride vehicle. But it is just concept art, so my theme park wired brain might just be overanalyzing things. Another thing I want to point out is the screen above the door leading to the next room that says 12 a.m. first night. So it appears that I was correct in my assessment from earlier that each room would be a separate hour of the night. It's worth noting that some of the guests in this image can be seen sporting 3D glasses. It's likely that these were for the 3D projections. The next image shows Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy attacking the riders, who are shining their flashlights at the animatronics to scare them away. This next piece of concept art shows some riders maneuvering stacks of falling pizza boxes as Springtrap jumps out from behind the boxes. The next image has guests passing by a ball pit that Withered Bonnie is leaping out of. Withered Bonnie is sparking as well, which would have been a really cool effect to see in person. The next image shows riders passing by Foxy's stage as he is leaping out from behind the curtain. It's incredibly likely that this is the same Foxy animatronic that Sally showed off at the Animatronic Expo in Florida. The next piece of concept art shows the puppet attacking riders by jumping out of an arcade cabinet. And for the final image, we have a better look at the tram vehicles that riders would have boarded on their adventure through Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. It's been almost 8 years since the initial announcement, and there's been no word or sign of the attraction since then. We don't even know what theme park it might have been for, or even what state. It's entirely possible that the Foxy animatronic and the concept art were just that, concepts. The Sally Ride Corporation was likely trying to gauge interest in an attraction based on the property. Both Scott Cawthon and the Sally Ride Corporation themselves both seem to be enthusiastic about the idea, but like a lot of proposed theme park rides, it just never seemed to work out for one reason or another. I highly doubt that this is the last we'll hear about a Five Nights at Freddy's ride, though. The franchise was still fairly young and in its infancy when Sally announced the attraction. All these years later, the franchise is bigger than it's ever been. Countless games, piles and piles of merchandise, and even a movie with a sequel on the way. Rest assured, I think we'll be stepping forth into a Freddy Fazbear's Pizza for the ride of our lives sooner rather than later. Hey everyone, Seeker here. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. If you wish to support me in the channel, please consider checking out my Ko-Fi or my Patreon. Any support is greatly appreciated. Take care everyone, and I'll see you all